Hello, beautiful people. Christelle here, ready for episode number 4 of Lessons from a Sixth Line. Happy Easter to everyone who celebrates. I know that this might be a tough day to jump in, but there's something on my heart, and so I really need to share it with you. Hi, say hi as you come in. Hi. Okay. So today is an emotional one. I'm hopefully not going to cry, but if we do, that's okay. Lessons from a Sixth Line, to let everybody know, is a series that I'm doing where I'm sharing the lessons of my life experience as a sixth line in human design, my profile being the role model. That's the sixth line. We really learn from trial and error in the first earlier stages of our life, and then kind of grow into examining all those life experiences and then sharing from them. And so this series was born because I've been through a lot of stuff. I've had a lot of limiting beliefs in my life, and I've really gone through a lot of processes in changing those. So today, what I want to talk about is reality manifesting. Actually, I want to talk about 2 things, okay? And I have my notes here, so if you guys see me look down, it's just because I'm looking at my notes. Say hi as you come in. Hi, Dieter. So 2 things I want to talk about today. Reality manifesting, and then the other thing that I want to talk about is kind of breaking through your ceiling. So yesterday was Friday was one of the most exciting and meaningful days of my entire life. And on Friday, for those of you who might not know yet, I launched my podcast. And this is a true dream come true on so many levels. But when I tell you, like, just the feelings, the joy, the just extreme level of pride that I feel in myself to have accomplished this. So on Friday, most amazing day, right? The idea for what I want to talk about today sparked from a friend of mine this morning reposted one of my posts. And the post that she reposted was a post that I had talking about a manifestation myth buster. And that myth is that you need to be high vibe to manifest, or that you need to be feeling really great all the time to manifest great things. So one of the first myths that I fell into when I started my inner work journey, when I started learning about law of attraction, and understanding how vibration works, is I really thought that the key to everything was just to feel happy all the time, feel good all the time. And if I'm vibrating on this level, everything comes to me. And it really doesn't work like that. So in that post that she reposted, it was like, oh my God, I need to talk about this because of what happened on Friday and Saturday at the most amazing time in my life. So it is definitely a myth that you need to be feeling really amazing for amazing things to happen in your life. What happened on Friday, me launching my podcast, is one of the most amazing things that has happened in my life. And I'm going to tell you how Friday actually went, okay? So I woke up in the morning, and I was giddy. I was kind of full of excitement, but also like nervousness, And I had to go to work, so I got up and I went to work, and I kind of felt like, how's this going to go? Okay, it's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. The first thing I want to do is feel like really like I want to give back. So I went and I got coffees for me and my coworker and my student. Like, I want to give back. So that was a really good feeling. So we had our coffees. We went through our day. My podcast launched. I walked in actually, and my coworker had made a sign of like, happy launch day. She's so sweet. And it was really sweet. The vibe in the office, everyone was really happy for me. And it felt really, really good. Later on in the day, my student, God bless her, cried for the first time at work, okay? So where I work is inpatient psychiatry. It is not easy, and it is completely normal for a student to cry. At some point in the placement, tears will come, but of all the days, it had to be that day. And my coworker was like, oh my God, what are the chances that it would be today? But it was rough. She had a hard time. Working with people with severe mental illness it's challenging, right? So she had a rough go of it, and I was able to support her through it, and she got through and everything was okay, right? So I go through the day. I actually took a pause during the day because I wanted to just kind of check in with myself and just see how I was feeling. And there was like, you know that feeling when you want to cry and it's like stuck behind your eyes, but you know you're in public, so you don't really necessarily want to cry because you're in public. But like I had that feeling all day and like a little bit in my throat, and I'm like, am I excited? Am I not excited? Am I happy? I don't know exactly what the hell I'm feeling, like what's going on here, but I'm happy. My coworker offers to take me to do something really exciting that I've been wanting to do for a while. And in order to kind of solidify the day, hammer in the day, like make it symbolic for me, I went and got my ears pierced. I've been wanting to get third holes for the longest freaking time, and we finally got them. So it was so symbolic of the day that I was brave, and then I got brave and I got these holes. So I really solidified it in something that felt really good to me. So all these mixed feelings throughout the day, managing somebody's feelings, feeling nervous, excited, whatever. I get home. My husband has champagne and he's like, we are celebrating. And I'm like, yes, we are celebrating. Let's go. I can't wait. And then it hit me. I was like, you know what? I just need like another minute to myself. So I went into the other room and sat with myself, and I was like, what's happening? Like, what's going on the inside? And I had a conversation with my inner child. And what came out of it was this feeling of being free. And the tears just started to flow. I bawled my eyes out. I just bawled my eyes out. And I looked at her, my inner child, and I became aware in that moment of all the times that I truly believed I couldn't do something. All of the times that I was told, like, you're too much, you're too loud, you're too disorganized, you're too this, you're too that, stop it, get down from there, stop doing that. But all of this from my childhood, all of that was in there, all of that stuff that had built up to tell me that, like, there were so many limitations to what I could do, I felt it break free, and the tears just flowed, and I literally bawled my eyes out, held myself, and rocked like a baby. Like, rocked with my little girl on the inside. And I said, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for every time that I thought we couldn't do anything, you know, or that there was just so many limitations to who we could be. And we're free now. And I realized that that's what was trapped in my throat. And that's what was trapped behind my eyes. That the launching of the podcast, it wasn't even about like, where is this going to go? Who's going to see it? How many likes am I going to get? How many reviews am I going to get? Does everybody love it? It wasn't about that. It was about, oh my God, you can do anything. You can be brave. You can put your voice out there. You can open yourself up to scrutiny. You can just live and share what's on your heart and be your authentic self and let it out and be free, and you can do any freaking thing that you want on this planet. And when those tears shed, like, I felt that realization really break through. And it's a bittersweet feeling, you know? If anybody can relate to any of that, please, you know, give me a high five there and share your own experience. But it was just this moment of like bittersweetness, because at the same time that I felt excited, I also felt like sad for how many years I didn't do things that I wanted to do but thought I couldn't. For how many years I questioned my capability and my ability and my worthiness, all of that. It was really a mixture of feelings. So I come out from the other room. I'm, you know, my mascara is running down my face. My husband holds me. I cry more. We go out to dinner. We have the most fun time. And we get into this really beautiful, deep conversation. I cry more. But, you know, my husband knows me and he sees me. So he fully understands the bravery that it took for me to do that. And it was a really beautiful, bittersweet kind of day and evening. So the next morning. Now when I wake up the next morning, so this is Saturday, this is yesterday, the excitement freaking hit. And I'm like, I'm a podcaster. Like I woke up with just like this feeling of like excitement. Just now I'm in the high freaking vibes. I'm like, okay, this is what it feels like. So I get ready, I go to work, I get into my office, I'm having my coffee, I'm feeling like nobody can get me down. This is so amazing. I love my earrings. I love everything. Everything's great. My mom calls and I answer because I was pretty sure she's going to be like, I listened to the podcast. It was freaking amazing. But that's not why she called. My mom called and I could tell as soon as I answered the phone that it wasn't good, to tell me that my aunt died. One of my father's sisters, the youngest of his sisters, passed away that morning. And obviously, I was very sad. My mom, it was like the shortest conversation. She couldn't even stay on the phone with me because she was crying so hard. She couldn't like get it out. And I was like, okay, wow, I'm gonna have to sit with this for a minute, let myself feel my feelings, call my father, to talk to him for a little bit. But you want to talk about just kind of a really different vibration than the day started out on, right? Moved through the day, was able to talk to my mom again and really, you know, get a sense of where she was feeling. And she told me how the day before, she talked to her. So my mom's best friend in Trinidad, my aunt lived in Trinidad, my mom's best friend and a bunch of other people had met up with her. And they were hanging out, having a great time. And they FaceTimed my mom so that she could be present at the hangout. And it was like old times. They were having a wonderful time together. And, you know, it was a great day, whatever. They left, they go home. The next morning, my aunt passed away. There are so many, like the point of me sharing all this is that there are so many times in life where we could choose to be like, of course, on my launch day, blank, blank, blank has to happen. Like, why does there always have to be something that's a downer? Even thinking from the perspective of my mom and her friend who had all met up, they were like, we were just hanging out yesterday. We were just having the most amazing time. Like, what? How does this happen the next morning? How many times when we're not expecting something really sad to happen or really hurtful to happen, do we take the lesson from it as, I need to be on guard all the time? You know what this shows you? This teaches you that you need to be vigilant and ready because the next bad thing is right around the corner. Rather than, we could also look at it, and this is the way that we're choosing to look at it, is that I wonder if my aunt, her spirit, knew like the right time for her and felt like we had one final hurrah. She had the most amazing time with her friends and felt like, I'm good. I'm ready. and then the next day. It's not a horrible way to go, you know? There are choices that we have in what we make things mean. I am making this all mean that I am brave, I am living my dream, and life continues to happen. Life is never going to not happen. I'm choosing for this to mean that my beliefs are what manifest things in my life. And my belief now more than ever is that I am capable of amazing things. It doesn't matter if I'm sad. It doesn't matter if I feel embarrassed. It doesn't matter if I feel shame. It doesn't matter if I feel angry. It doesn't matter if I feel disappointed or whether I'm joyful, excited, happy. All the emotions, I can pass through every single different array of emotions that are possible for all human beings and still manifest my dreams coming true. Because it comes down to my belief. So this idea that we can only manifest in high vibe, or that we can only manifest when we're feeling super, super joyful, is the biggest crock of BS. And I'm here to tell you from my life experience of trying to do that and that literally being impossible, and then stepping into working on limiting beliefs, stepping into actually following through on aligned actions that come up based off of my desires, in learning to be okay with disappointment, in learning to do things that make me uncomfortable. I then manifest the things of my dreams. And as I manifest these things, my beliefs grow into me being a person who can manifest. Let me know. I don't see any comments coming up. Let me know if any of that resonated with you, what your feelings are about it. So that was topic number 1 for this episode, is that no matter what's going on in your life, and like even right now, like I'm sad, I'm also really happy. This morning, today's day 3? I launched on Friday. This morning, my husband took the dog for a walk and came back with flowers and orange juice so we can make mimosas, because he's like, oh, the celebrations aren't over, like we are still celebrating. Like, he's more excited than me, so I'm still manifesting romance and the greatest support in the world. I am happy, and I'm also really sad, and all of it gets to happen at the same time. Like, you get to be fully human and fully experience every single emotion that you have and manifest the life of your dreams. I hope that resonates. So the other thing I wanted to talk about is this breaking through the ceiling, okay? And this goes back to this conversation that I had with my inner child on Friday, where the tears just flowed, and we just embraced each other, and I just saw this little kid version of myself who had all this boisterous energy, who had all this excitement for life, who had all this creativity in her, who had all these ideas, and felt really shut down very, very often by... Listen, having ADHD is tough, so I completely understand how the adults in my life responded to me. This is not a matter of blame, but kids do create these kind of beliefs based off of their environments. And the beliefs that I created were very much about my limited ability to do things and how I am very wrong. No matter what I did, I was wrong. And that is what solidified. And that moment with that little kid version of myself, with me, like, that's still a part of us. Everything that we've been through in our childhood, all of those beliefs that were solidified from a really young age about who we are and what we can do, they're obviously still with us, and we're operating from those beliefs. So that moment was my breaking through the ceiling. And what I realized in the doing of it, in the pressing, like, go, where, like, on Spotify for podcasters, set up everything, uploaded the audio, put the title in, put the blurb in, and pressed upload. In that moment of doing that, and now it's official. I have a podcast. It's out. Literally nothing changed in my life. I'm still me. There's no bells ringing. It's just me. And now there's a podcast out there. There's me, and the ideas that I had recorded onto a computer are now out and available in the world. In that moment, I was like, holy shit. I could have done this all along. Like, this is just a choice of a thing to do. Like, what? My mind just like broke open that I of course had the ability to do this. I of course can let my voice out there. I of course can choose to create the things that I want to create in my life. The only thing that had stopped me is fear that it's not good enough. Fear that, people are going to hate it. Who the heck do you think you are? Well, that's just your opinion. Yeah, but every podcast is somebody's opinion. Okay, maybe there's podcasts out there where they literally read like a study that was done. No, but most of these are opinion pieces, books. This is somebody's creative idea. Does everybody like every book on the planet? Of course not. What makes someone like the genre of mystery? What makes some people like horror? What makes some people like fantasy? Everything is just somebody's creative desire that they put out into the world. And whoever those people are that put it out there just thought, I'm putting it out there. They didn't think any special, spectacular things about themselves in terms of you're better than anyone else. They didn't think that. All of a sudden, I see my mentors in a different light. Like, you're just a human being. You're just a human being with all of your flaws, with all of your fears, with all of your own beliefs about your inadequacies, and you just did the thing. If anything, more than anything, it was just courage. And it was mind-blowing to me that I needed to be this age, have gone through this many things in my life, have done this much inner work to be able to put that out there into the world. I was always capable. I was always adequate. Because perfection was never a requirement here. So, I have some questions for you. Okay? I want you to really take the time to sit with yourself and to do this. And I want you to get super duper 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 honest with yourself. This is not a time to be kind of ego protective. This is just a conversation that you're going to have with you and you. You don't need to show this to anybody because I want you to start getting honest with yourself. And these are the questions these are the things I want you to do, okay? Number 1, I want you to make a list of all the things that you really want in your life. Make a list of all the things that you want to accomplish, that you want to do, all the things that you dream of, all of them. Just make a list of it and put it there. Put it down on paper. Okay? Number 1. Number 2, maybe do this in columns. Number 2, what I want you to do is, beside your desire, I want you to write the reasons for why you don't have them yet. Okay? So write down the desire, and then write down the reason for why you haven't accomplished that thing yet, or why you haven't done that thing yet. And just put it out. Do not filter yourself. Again, no one's reading this. I want you to be super honest. So if you're just like, I can't, what if the desire is, I don't know, own a home. And so why I haven't done it yet is I don't have $1 million. Okay? Whatever it is that you think is the answer. And then I want you to do another column. And this is the true or false column. And I want you to go through every desire, the reasons for why you said you haven't done it yet, and I want you to ask yourself, is this true? Is this actually true? Or is this false? That's it. And this is how you're going to measure whether something is true or false, okay? An absolute truth is like gravity. So an absolute truth is something that, if this is true for every single human on the planet, then it's absolutely true, okay? That's how you measure an actual truth. And then a false is that you recognize, okay, like, do I really need $1 million to own a home? Okay, maybe not. Maybe in whatever the reason is, like, genuinely, is it true? Period. And I don't mean like this is the time to be like, yeah, but I want it in this neighborhood and I want it in, that's fine. That's fine. All of this can be true, right? You can have all the desires that you want, but is it absolutely impossible? I want you to write true or false, okay? And in the doing of this process, you might even notice, okay, wait, there's going to be a number 4. So recap. Number 1, write down, make a list of all the things that you want. Number 2, I want you to write down all the reasons why you haven't done it or you haven't been able to do it, or why you might not be able to do it. Number 3, is it true or is it false? And then number 4, I want you to pick one of those things on the list. Okay? Pick one of those items, one of those desires on the list. And I want you to agree to yourself to make one move towards the accomplishment of that thing. One small move. Because we don't accomplish anything just immediately. And what I'm realizing is that half the time when we have a desire and then we decide that we can't accomplish it is because we're thinking so far down the road at this idea of what this huge thing is, and it's just like, well, I'm not that. So thinking of the most famous podcaster in the whole world, or, you know, a mentor or a coach that I really admire and they're making millions and millions of dollars a year, and then thinking like, well, I'm not that, so I definitely can't launch this thing because that is so not me. Rather than, can you pick a topic that you want to talk about? Okay, could you maybe just like go on Zoom and maybe just record yourself having this conversation? Could you do that? Oh, okay, I could do that. Just break it down into these steps, and I want you to choose to do one step towards that desire, okay? Once you've achieved that one step towards the desire, agree to yourself to do one more step, and then do one more, and just continue like that. And then in 1 month, I'd like for you to look back at your list, go over it again, and see if you can rewrite your reasons and see if they've changed. One of the things that you might notice is that some of the things that you aren't working towards, you actually don't want. They're not actually desires. And it's really important for you to actually identify that it's not a true desire, because what we're doing in the meantime when we don't do that is we're building up this, it's like we're dinging our confidence credit score. For as much as you don't accomplish something that means so much to you, that matters so much to you, you are still, you're teaching yourself that you are not a person who does things. You're teaching yourself that you're not capable of doing things. Rather than, okay, well, I don't even care about that, and that's the reason why I haven't done it. Therefore, I am very capable of things. It really does actually matter, because all the time we're building this belief about ourselves, about what we're capable of doing, about how limited we are in our life, about having to, you know, okay, see you later, about how much we truly feel like we have the ability to do the things that we want to do in our life. It's so important to feel like you are an actor in your life. Like, it's so important. It's so important. Like, it really just kind of busts us down over time. So when I just found myself bawling and rocking and holding my inner child and just being like, we could do this. We could have done this. There's nothing wrong with you. You're fully capable. You're amazing. I love your ideas. You're not wrong. You're not dumb. You know, you're not crazy for having dreams. It's because all the times that we don't move towards our desires, we're just solidifying how real these limiting beliefs are, and they're just not. They're just not. So there's a huge difference between actually wanting to do something and going for it, and then realizing that it doesn't actually matter to me. The other thing that might happen in doing this exercise is you might start feeling so much more gratitude for your life, because if you realize that half of the things are not actual true desires, and that the life that you are living is actually the life that you want, that also builds your confidence. That also builds your sense of joy and appreciation, you know? So let's check in. I want, genuinely, if I can do it, you can do it. Like, if I can do it, anybody can do it. And when I say do it, it didn't mean this huge thing. It simply meant, for me, being brave. It simply meant letting my voice free and being completely okay with whoever wants to laugh or say it's bad or tell me I have no right to speak or whatever it is. It can be such a small thing. But break through that ceiling, because I can tell you what I feel now, in addition to feeling sad at the loss of my aunt, in addition to feeling, like that day I was afraid, what I feel now is, holy crap, you're amazing. You do the things that you want to do. You do the things that you say you're going to do. You are brave. You're courageous. You are confident. All of these things, these are what I get to feel and know to be true now. Part of my actual true core beliefs now about myself is that I can accomplish hard things. I can accomplish scary things. And that's a really important belief to have in order to manifest the life of your dreams. Because let's remember, we manifest what we believe. It's not about high vibe. It's not about constantly being in a great mood and thinking everything is amazing. It's just about having a belief that matches that manifestation. So I hope this resonates with everyone. I'd love to hear your thoughts, your opinions. I'd love to hear the things that you want to manifest, the things that you want to be a part of your life right now that you've been holding yourself back from. I would love for you to comment them. If you want to be brave and comment your one step towards it, do that too. Just one step, one small step. In anything that we want to do, there's so many small steps on the way there. What's that one step that you can do towards that thing to show yourself that you can do it? You don't even have to believe right now that you're going to follow through all the way to the end. Just do the one step and see if that doesn't inspire you to more and more and more. So what's something on that list that you can work towards? And what's that one step that you can make? And it doesn't matter if you're scared. It doesn't matter if you truly have this voice in your head saying like, you can't do it, you're not good enough. I don't care. Okay, that's fine. What's the one step? What's the one step? Because at the end of the day, we prove ourselves right or wrong constantly. So let's start proving these voices that have developed from our childhoods, from our conditioning, from our life experiences. Let's start proving them wrong. Let's start actually questioning the truth of these things. Let's start bringing this into reality manifesting. Real life manifesting, which means you with all your humanness, you with all of your flaws, you with all of your mixed feelings, you with all of your whatever is exactly enough to do the thing that you want to do. You were given the desire. I was given the desire to do these things because it's my soul destiny. So many of the things that mean so much to me, a lot of people don't give a shit about because it's not theirs to accomplish. You have those desires because it's for you and your soul. That's your soul contract. So we're going to stop comparing ourselves to other people. We're not good at it. Okay? We're not good at it. Every time we have a story about, yeah, but, well, you know, she comes from this amount of money. Yeah, well, you know, she really had a lot. You don't know the half of that. You also don't know any of what that person is going through on the inside. You don't know any of it. We build all of these stories and half of them are false. So stop the comparing. Don't need to be anything other than what you are. Make your list. Pick a thing. And we're going to move towards it. Okay? Thank you for joining me on this Easter Sunday. I'm sending love out to everyone who celebrates. I'm sending love out to everyone who feels like there's something blocking you from doing what your heart desires. I'm here to tell you, you can break through. We're going to break that ceiling. And it's going to be one step at a time. I love you all. I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Oops.